Welcome to Shri Chakradhar Education. In this complete guide, we will walk through the IGNOU MAJEM project for MNMP-101, MJMP-120, and MJMP-022 step by step, so you know exactly what to build, what to choose, and how to submit. Let us start with the direct answer because most students get this wrong. In IGNOU MAJEM, the second-year project is not one course, it is two, MNMP-101. Project Work in Electronic Media is a compulsory 8-credit production project. Alongside it, you complete one 6-credit research course, either MJMP-120, the Dissertation, or MJMP-022, the Research Portfolio. Here is what this guide covers, end to end. The MAJEM program and where the project sits, MNMP-101, Project Work in Electronic Media in full. The choice between MJMP-120, the Dissertation, and MJMP-022, the Portfolio. Your synopsis, approval and report format, submission, evaluation, marks and Viva, and finally the common mistakes, whether it is worth it, career scope, and your most asked questions. Let us begin. Here are the key facts to fix in your mind. MJMP is an 80-credit master's degree, spread over a minimum of 2 years and a maximum of 4. Eligibility is a bachelor's degree in any discipline, with no maximum age limit. The medium is English. The fee is about 25,000 rupees, and you earn 40 credits each year. The whole project block sits in the second year. So, what exactly is MAJEM? It stands for Master of Arts in Journalism and Electronic Media, offered by the School of Journalism and New Media Studies. The program focuses on audio, audiovisual, photography, television, radio, and online journalism. That focus matters because your project is expected to reflect real electronic media skills, not only writing. Now, myth burst number 1. Many websites wrongly call MJMP Journalism and Mass Communication. That is a different program called MAJMC. MJMP is Journalism and Electronic Media. The two programs do share some course codes, but the electronic media focus and the MNMP-101 production project belong to MAJEM. So always match the handbook to your registered program, not to a random website. Before the project, a quick look at the whole program so your project connects to it. Year 1 covers Introduction to Journalism and Mass Communication, Reporting, Writing, Broadcast and Online Journalism, Media and Society, Media Ethics and Laws, and Practicals. Year 2 moves into Audio Production, Digital Media, Communication Research Methods, Digital Photography and Videography, and Audiovisual Production. And sitting at the end of Year 2 are your projects, MNMP-101 plus MJMP-120 or MJMP-022. Your project should build on these very courses. Let us map the structure so you can see how the 3 codes fit together. This is the single point that most competitor pages miss. Every MJMP student finishes 2 project courses in the second year. First, the compulsory MNMP-101 worth 8 credits. Second, exactly one of MJMP-120 or MJMP-022 worth 6 credits. Together, that is 14 project-related credits, which is roughly a fifth of your whole degree. Plan for both, not one. Here is the map. MNMP-101 is Project Work in Electronic Media, 8 credits, and it is compulsory. MJMP-120 is the Major Project Work or Dissertation, 6 credits, offered as a choice. MJMP-022 is the Research Portfolio, 6 credits, the alternative choice. You must take MNMP-101. There is no substitute for it. And you choose only one of the other 2. Never both. Remember, 1 credit equals 30 study hours, so MNMP-101 alone is about 240 hours of work. Myth bust number 2, and this one saves marks. You will see this same project written as both MNMP-001 and MNMP-101 online, and even inside older IGNOU documents. The current MAJEM structure lists it as MNMP-101 with 8 credits. The safest move is simple. Open your own grade card and use the exact code printed there when you name your project and fill your exam form. That way your marks always map to the right course. One more myth to clear before we go deep. Do not confuse MNMP-101 with the dissertation. MNMP-101 is the Electronic Media Production Project. The dissertation is the separate 6-credit MJMP-120, which is only a choice, not the same thing. Many competitor pages merge the two into one course, and that leads students to accidentally skip either the production or the research course. Keep them clearly apart in your mind. Now let us go deep into the compulsory heart of your project, MNMP-101. So what is MNMP-101 really about? It tests whether you can apply your MAJEM learning to a real electronic media task. It is production first. You plan, record, edit, and present an audio or audio-visual output. Then you support that output with academic documentation. Your objectives, your method, your script or storyboard, and a reflective write-up on how you produced it. A topic with no clear electronic media output is the fastest way to a weak project. Here are the quick facts for MNMP-101. 8 credits, about 240 hours of work, sitting in the second year, and compulsory. The deliverable is a production, plus a supporting report. And it must be signed off by your guide. Because it carries 8 credits, more than most theory papers, MNMP-101 demands heavier effort and stronger time management. Treat it as your biggest single course. What can you actually produce? Here are the formats that fit MNMP-101 well. A short radio or podcast documentary, an audio-visual news package or news feature, a photo feature or digital photo story, a short television-style documentary film, a public service or awareness audio program, or an online video explainer on a social issue. Choose the format that matches the skills you built in your audio, videography, and audio-visual courses. Let us make this concrete with a fresh, worked example. Take this topic. A 12-minute audio-visual documentary on the revival of stepwells in Bundelkhand. Notice why it works. It has a clear electronic media output, a real location you can visit, human interviews you can record, and a social angle that gives it meaning. Your supporting report then explains the objectives, the shoot plan, the editing choices, and what you learned from the production. That is a strong MNMP-101 project. Here is the build sequence for MNMP-101. In order. Step 1. Pick a producible electronic media topic and set clear objectives. Step 2. Write a synopsis and get it approved before you shoot. Step 3. Record your audio or audio-visual material with your guide's input. Step 4. Edit the output and prepare the script, storyboard, and annexures. Step 5. Write the supporting report. Then submit the output together with your documentation. Follow this order and you avoid the classic last-minute panic. A word on choosing your topic because this decides half your marks. First, make sure it has a clear, producible media output, something you can actually record and edit. Second, keep the scope small enough to finish in the time you have. Third, choose a location and people you can genuinely access. And fourth, pick a social angle that gives your output meaning. For a deeper method on choosing topics, see our IGNOU topic selection video, linked below. Do not treat ethics as a formality. MJMP teaches media ethics and laws in the first year, and your project is expected to reflect them, so get informed consent for interviews. Respect people's privacy, credit your sources, and avoid staged or misleading footage. Ethical, honest production is not optional. Examiners actively look for it, and it protects you from the kind of rejection that costs a whole session. Good ethics also simply make a better project. Now, the decision that confuses everyone. MJMP-120 versus MJMP-022. Let us put them side by side. MJMP-120. The dissertation is one focused research study. You build objectives, a literature review, a method and findings, and you submit a single-bound dissertation. It suits you if you enjoy deep single-topic research and a formal chapter structure. MJMP-022, the research portfolio, is a set of research-based pieces that together show a range of skills. It is a curated portfolio with analysis, and it suits you if you prefer variety and applied work. But remember, each piece still needs real research method, not just opinion. A little more on MJMP-120. If you choose it, you write one complete research dissertation with a formal chapter structure, an introduction, a review of literature, a research design, an analysis, and a conclusion. Because this is a full dissertation, we have made a dedicated deep dive video that walks through the MJMP-120 dissertation, chapter by chapter. Use that video for the detailed how-to, so this guide can stay focused on the whole MAJEM project package. And a little more on MJMP-022. If you choose the research portfolio, you assemble a set of research-based work rather than one long dissertation. Think of it as several smaller, method-driven pieces. For example, a small survey write-up, a content analysis exercise, and a case study. Each piece is documented properly, and they are tied together by a common theme. It rewards students who enjoy applying different research methods rather than digging into a single question. So how do you choose? Keep it simple. Choose MJMP-120 if you enjoy one deep, focused research question and a formal write-up. Choose MJMP-022 if you prefer variety and several applied pieces. Match the choice to your data access and to the time you realistically have. And whatever you pick, get the synopsis approved before you start the main work. A wrong or late choice here is the most common reason MJMP students lose a full session. Here is a fresh model topic for the dissertation route: audience reception of regional language news podcasts among college students in Raipur. Notice it is one focused question with a clear method and a clear sample. That is exactly what MJMP-120 rewards. For the full chapter-by-chapter build of a dissertation like this, follow our dedicated MJMP-120 dissertation video, linked below. Here, we are keeping the whole MAJEM package in view. Next, the practical machinery: your synopsis, format, submission, and marks. First, the synopsis, because it applies to all three courses. Your synopsis is the approval gate. You submit a short proposal with your title, objectives, method or production plan, and expected outcome. And you only begin the main work once that synopsis is approved. Please do not shoot your documentary or write your full report before approval comes through. Unapproved work is one of the most common reasons a MAJEM project is sent back. We cover synopsis writing in depth in our IGNOU synopsis video, linked below. Here is what your synopsis should include, whichever course you are on: the title of the project or production, a short introduction and rationale, your objectives, your method, or for MNMP-101, your production plan and format, a review of related work or references, and your expected outcome and timeline. Keep it tight and specific. A vague synopsis leads to a vague project, and vague projects lose marks. All 3 project courses need a guide or supervisor who signs your certificate. IGNOU may assign one, or you can request an eligible faculty member, usually a postgraduate in a relevant field with teaching or media experience. Fix your guide early, not at the last minute, because their sign-off is mandatory for a valid submission. We explain guide eligibility in detail in our IGNOU project guide video, linked below. For formatting, the supporting report follows standard IGNOU rules. Use A4 size pages, Times New Roman 12 point, 1.5 line spacing, and APA-style references. Include the guide certificate and a declaration of original work. We teach page setup, the preliminary pages, certificates, and references in full in our IGNOU project format video, linked below. Here, we are only summarizing, so this guide does not repeat that lane. Whether you submit a production report or a dissertation, the skeleton is similar. A title page with your course code and enrollment number, the guide certificate and your declaration, an acknowledgement and table of contents, then the introduction, objectives and rationale. Your method, or for MNMP-101, your production process. The analysis, output description and findings. A conclusion with suggestions. And finally, references and annexures. Keep the order clean and the numbering consistent. How long should the report be? There is no single fixed length across all 3 courses. As broad guidance, a MJMP project report commonly runs from roughly 5,000 to 10,000 words, or about 40 to 100 pages, with the dissertation usually on the longer side. But do not guess. Always follow the exact word and page range stated in your own course's handbook, because it can differ between MNMP-101, MJMP-120 and MJMP-022. Now, submission. You submit your approved project by the session deadline, following your project handbook and your regional center's instructions. Depending on the current session, submission may be online, through the IGNOU project portal, or physical to your regional center. Because this changes from session to session, always confirm the exact route for your specific code before you send anything. We walk through the full submission process in our IGNOU project submission video, linked below. How is your project marked? Projects are evaluated on originality, relevance, and research or production quality. A Viva voce may be conducted, especially for the dissertation, where you defend your topic, your method, and your findings. Aim to clear the minimum qualifying standard comfortably, not just scrape past it. Because the exact marks, the report and Viva split, and the Viva rule can differ by course and session, confirm them for your code in the official handbook before you submit. To keep you on track, here is a workable timeline you can adapt. Weeks 1 and 2. Lock your topic, write the synopsis and get approval. Weeks 3 to 5. Do your recording, fieldwork or data collection. Weeks 6 and 7. Edit, analyze and draft your report sections. And weeks 8 and 9. Run final checks, prepare annexures and submit. Steady, phased work like this beats a last-minute rush every single time. IGNOU runs 2 submission cycles, so plan around the one you want. For the June session, in the January to June cycle, submit your synopsis early in the year, and the final project is typically due around the 31st of May. For the December session, in the July to December cycle, submit your synopsis around mid-year, with the final project typically due around the 30th of November. These dates shift, so always confirm the exact deadline for your session on the IGNOU website. Before we move on, here are the mistakes that cost MAJEM students the most. 1. Treating MNMP-101 as writing only, with no real media output. 2. Trying to do both MJMP-120 and MJMP-022 when you only need one. 3. Starting production or the report before your synopsis is approved. 4. Using the wrong course code on the report and the exam form. And 5. Copying content and ignoring originality and references. Avoid these 5, and you are already ahead of most learners. Let us answer the questions you actually search for. Is this worth it, and where does it lead? First, is it recognized? Yes. MAJEM is a regular master's degree from IGNOU, a central university recognized by the UGC. The project is a compulsory, credit-bearing part of that degree. So a well-done MNMP-101, together with your MJMP-120 or MJMP-022, is not busy work. It is a genuine, defensible qualification that you can show to employers and to academic institutions. Always verify the latest recognition details on the official IGNOU website. Where can MAJEM take you? The project skills map directly onto real roles. In audio and radio, you can move into podcast production and audio content roles. In television and video, into news video documentary and audio-visual production. In digital media, into online journalism, social video and content creation. And in media research, into communication research, teaching and further study. Your MNMP-101 production becomes a portfolio piece you can actually show at interviews. So, is it worth it? For working media professionals and for fresh graduates alike? Yes, it is worth it if you use the project seriously. The flexible open and distance format lets you study around a job. And the production-first MNMP-101 gives you a tangible portfolio piece, not just a certificate. The real value comes from doing the project well, not merely passing it. Put your best effort into the production and the report, and this degree earns its place on your resume. Let us answer the questions students ask most. First, is MNMP-101 compulsory in MAJEM? Yes. The 8-credit electronic media project is compulsory for every MAJEM student in the second year. Second, do I do both MJMP-120 and MJMP-022? No. You choose only one of the two 6-credit courses, alongside the compulsory MNMP-101. Third, is it MNMP-001 or MNMP-101? Both appear online, so use the exact code printed on your grade card and exam form for your session. And fourth, can I submit my project in Hindi? Yes. IGNOU allows the project and practical work to be submitted in Hindi, even though the medium of instruction is English. Fifth, do I need a Viva for MNMP-101? A Viva may be held more commonly for the dissertation, so confirm the Viva rule for your code in the handbook. And sixth, can IGNOU give me a ready-made project? No. The project must be your own original work. Guidance is allowed, but the final output should be built by you. To go deeper on any single step, watch these related guides, all linked below. Our MJMP-120 dissertation video for the full chapter-by-chapter build. Our IGNOU synopsis video for write-in and approval. Our IGNOU project format video for page setup, certificates and references. And our IGNOU project submission video for the step-by-step submission and Viva. Together with this guide, they cover your whole MAJEM project journey. Let us recap the 5 things to remember. 1. MNMP-101 is compulsory. 2. Choose MJMP-120 or MJMP-022, not both. 3. Get your synopsis approved first. 4. Always match the course code to your grade card. And 5. Do the project properly. Do not just pass it. Keep these 5 in mind and your MAJEM project will be clean, correct, and strong. If you would like a hand, here is how we help. Since 2010, Shri Chakradhar Education, led by BK Sahni, has guided IGNOU students through their projects. If you want structured help choosing between MJMP-120 and MJMP-022, planning your MNMP-101 production, or shaping your synopsis, reach us on WhatsApp at 9354 6 37830 or visit ignouproject.com. We guide you to build your own original work. That is your complete IGNOU MAJEM project plan, covering MNMP-101, MJMP-120, and MJMP-022. If it helped, subscribe to Shri Chakradhar Education for more IGNOU project guides, and check the linked videos on synopsis, format, submission, and the MJMP-120 dissertation. All the best with your project.